the reason that we have Magic tonight is because it's part of Business Madness Week. And so that's just a little background about why he's here tonight. But I just really want to welcome you guys. I'm excited. I hope you are too. But before we get started, if you look at the back of your ticket, there's been many partners that have come together to make this event happen. And I just want to say a few special thanks before we get started. I would like to thank ASI, Mahalo College of Business and Economics, Titan Athletics, Housing and Residence Life, and Alumni Association. Tonight would not have happened without your collaboration. Thank you. And also thank you to President Garcia and their administration for coming out to support tonight. And last but not least, I would like to thank Emily. You have worked very closely with me on this project, and I've learned so much from you. I wouldn't have been able to do this by myself. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And now I would like to bring up Dean Curry to say a few words as well.
Well, I want to congratulate our students for choosing Magic Johnson as a keynote speaker for Business Madness Week today. And he's truly a wonderful speaker, as you'll find out. Now, I'm pretty sure, that many of you never saw Magic play. I do remember. And he was brilliant. But you know, it was not only his ball handling abilities that made him a star. I believe it was his team play and leadership that made him the most popular player of his era. Now, at College of Business, we have a motto for our students that when they graduate, they're ready to work and ready to lead. Magic Johnson shows the same kind of commitment to hard work and excellence that we embody in our college. Now that he no longer plays basketball, but as a business and as a public speaker, he brings the same excellence to a broader vision for the society and especially for the underprivileged. And that is why he is the keynote speaker for today. And with that, I want to turn this over to our president, whose spirit drives this campus, Dr. Billy Garcia.
They've already been mentioned. Thank you very much. ASI, Dean Curry, Business Week, all of you that I have Erwin Johnson here tonight. Thank you for bringing magic. For Clayton, retired. Before I introduce our keynote speaker, I want to thank you all for coming out, Titan. I just want you to always have this Titan spirit. And there are two players that played here, number 30 and 31, Greg Buss and Cedric Caballo are here tonight. Will you please make an example for playing for Cal State Fullerton? And on that note, what an honor and pleasure I have to introduce a man who has been reaching higher his entire life, Erwin Magic Johnson. Because I New York at the top, but I love Magic. Magic was a team player, a five-time champion, a two-time Hall of Famer, and he is amazing, don't you agree? But Magic is giving back. He gives back to the community. He does HIV/AIDS workshops. He gives back to underserved. He's paying back what he's had the wonderful blessings of having. Please join me in welcoming, please welcome, Magic Erwin Johnson!
tremendous vision. And he wants to end every problem in the community sector, not just only in this country, but around the world.
There's about 1,000 people that work the health side, social side, or academic side, or education side, just making sure that the Max Johnson Foundation, and like myself, will impact those who live in urban America each and every day. What I do, I should receive an award, I should be doing. I should be putting people to work in Black America. I should be building businesses in my own community. Whoever changes to do in the world, so it's a part. And every day we look at as a component. Magic was the guy who was the ball and did his thing. It's the guy who was leaving the legacy and making the impact.
Please give a warm welcome to Magic Johnson.
Thank you. How are you guys doing? I'm going to try to hear one more time. Paul, say Fullerton, make some noise! Yes, I'm so happy to be here. I want to thank everybody involved. We're a great president. We had a great time in the back recently. And, she is so outstanding. Let's give her a hand right quick. Yeah. Outstanding. President, thank you. And I'm just a little kid from Lansing. And oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I was born in Lansing, Michigan. And that's where I got started playing basketball. And I had a love and a drive and a passion for the game. And I was a different kid because only thing I cared about was going to school and practicing basketball. I made sure that my parents made sure that I also had chores at home, so I would complete those chores at home and then run to the basketball court all day and night. And if you don't have that type of passion and love for what you're going to get into, students, you're not going to make it. You have to have love, passion for what you're doing. And I did that when it came to basketball. And so I went to a school that wasn't known in terms of high school for basketball. In a couple of years, I turned that program around. We ended up winning the state championship in Lansing, Michigan. But my freshman year, or sophomore year, I should say, a sports writer gave me the nickname Magic after we went to a school that was supposed to win the state championship, and we blew them out on their home court. And I was 15 years old, and the guy came in and said, man, you had a pretty good game. 36 points, 16 rebounds, and 16 assists. That was my first triple-double. Yeah. So he said, I want to call you Magic because somebody's already called Dr. J, somebody's already called Big E. I'm going to call you Magic. And you know, at 15, you just giggle. You never say that. It was sick, right? And then I get on the bus, and all my boys on the team said, no way are we going to call you Magic. And so here I am, 56 years old, and I'm still called Magic. So that's how it started. And then I went to Michigan State, and another school that wasn't known for basketball. And they said, no way Irvin Johnson can play point guard in college at 6'9". So I love to prove people wrong. And so we won the Big Ten title my first year, went to the Final Eight, got beat by Kentucky. And at 18 years old, the Kansas City Kings wanted to draft me number 1, but I was not ready mentally or physically to go to the NBA. And also, young people, when you have a goal and a dream, you don't give up on that goal and dream just for money.
You don't give up on that goal and dream just for money. Yes, I had an opportunity to go to the NBA, but you got to be truthful and honest with yourself. I was not ready to go to the NBA. So I decided to go back. My goal and dream was to win the NCAA title. And we went all the way to the NCAA championship, and we played this blonde-haired guy. You know who I'm talking about? What's his name? There you go, Larry Bird. And we ended up taking Larry Bird down. Yes. And we beat Larry Bird in Indiana State, and we ended up winning the NCAA championship. But what I'm really proud of, not just winning that game, but also, you're talking about over 35 years ago, that game is still the #1 watched game in NCAA history. Indiana State versus Michigan State, 1979. That's incredible right there. So then, the Lakers came calling. Lakers. Are we sure we got Lakers fans here? All right. So now, when the Lakers came calling, I said, oh man, a chance to play with Kareem, move to Los Angeles, don't have to deal with no snow no more. Oh, I'm going to LA. So I got out here, this is a true story for some of you young people here. I grew up poor, 6 sisters, 3 brothers. My dad had to work 2 jobs his whole life to put food on the table. And we went with we went and met with Chick Hearn, and at that time, Chick Hearn was the general manager of the team, and Jerry West, and Mr. Cook, who owned the Lakers at that time, before Dr. Buck. And so we're sitting there, and we're going back and forth negotiating, and my father's sitting right beside me, and I said, I got to make more money than Larry Bird. And Larry Bird had just signed for $450,000. I said, I got to make $1 more than Larry Bird. And the guy said, no way I can pay you that type of money, because Kareem Abdul-Jabbar makes $450,000. So the most I can pay you is $425,000. I said, no way, I'm going back to college here. At the time I said I'm going back to college, my dad grabbed me and said, we're going to take a break right quick. He walked me outside and he said, son, I worked for Jim Folks for 30 years. I haven't made $425,000. You're going to go back in there and take that money. And that's the end of it. So I went back in there and signed that contract real quick. And so, you know the story. The greatest moment of my life was the rookie season when Kareem sprained his ankle in Game 5 against Philadelphia. And nobody thought we could win Game 6 without Kareem. And my teammates were down and they were like, Irvin, we can't win this game without Kareem. I said, no, we can win this game without Kareem. You just got to believe that he can do it. So I knew I had 5 hours to work on my team's mindset and attitude. So young people, always remember, believe in yourself, in your dream, and your goal. Because if you don't believe in yourself, who's going to believe in you? Right? So I believe that we can beat Philadelphia without Kareem. And I said, you know what? Kareem sits in the first seat. So I'm going to ask the stewardess, can I get on the plane and sit in Kareem's seat? And she let me go on first. And as every Laker came by, I said, never fear, magic is here. So they started laughing. They still didn't believe it. And sure enough, I had 5 hours. I worked on them. I said, we're going to beat them. I know we're going to beat them. And sure enough, the next day, we beat Philadelphia without Kareem in Game 6 in Philadelphia. And that little dude, look at that guy named Irvin Johnson. He had 42 points, 15 rebounds, and 7 assists. Not bad for a rookie. Yeah, not bad. And so that night, I became the only rookie in NBA history in the finals to win the MVP as a rookie in the NBA finals. So that was really amazing for me and our Lakers team. We went on to win 4 more championships with the Lakers, but what I'm really proud of, we went to the finals 9 times in 12 years. Yeah, that's an amazing run we had. And I owe all to all my teammates, because one thing about wearing the purple and gold, when you put that jersey on, it's not about I, it's about we. And Kareem was incredible to play with. James Worthy was a beautiful basketball player to play with. Kurt Rambis with the black glasses, remember? Yeah. Kurt Rambis would be running so fast, I had to wait till he comes to a complete stop before I threw him the pass, because he would travel every time if I threw it too early. But we had him, A.C. Green, Byron Scott, Michael Cooper. We had such an incredible team. And Mitch Kupchak, and on and on. And then one of the former Lakers is here, Cedric Ceballos, a guy who used to play right here at Cal State Fullerton. Stand on up, Fred. Yeah. Give him a hand, Cal State Fullerton. Yeah. My former teammate, good guy. Got his jersey up here at number 31. And so I'm just happy to see my good friend. So then I had to decide what I was going to do with the money that I had saved while playing with the Lakers. So I decided I was going to invest in urban America. When I look at African Americans, we got $1 trillion spending power. Latinos got another $1 trillion spending power. That's $2 trillion that nobody was going after. So I said, man, if I build it, have the right customer service, people working inside from that same neighborhood, they will come. So I did my homework and research, and the first thing I found out, we were the #1 group of people going to the movies because we're priced out of going to the Lakers games. We priced out of, some of the other sporting events. But one thing we still can do as a family is go to the movies. So I approached Sony about doing a partnership, because I believe in partnerships, young people. It's the way to go, because you have an expertise, they have an expertise, you come together, and you can make a viable and productive business. And so I partnered with Sony. We built Magic Johnson Theater, and I remember like it was yesterday. I asked the food buyer from Sony, how many hot dogs do we have for the opening on Friday night? And he said, the same amount that we have in suburban America, you're going to get for urban America. So we opened the theater on Friday. We sold out all the hot dogs that they normally sell out in suburban America. It takes them 30 days. We sold out in one night. All the hot dogs sold out. Because what he don't understand about us is we're not going to dinner and movies. Where we going to have dinner? At the movies, that's right. So my theater in LA, first year we came in the top 10 highest grossing theaters in the nation. What I was able to say was our spending power, that if you bring us a quality service in urban America, we will come and support it. And sure enough, that really jump-started my business life. So we built 6 Magic Johnson theaters, one in Harlem. The one in Harlem is still there, doing very, very well. And Atlanta, D.C., on and on and on. And so that got my track record going in terms of business. And then I went up to Seattle and approached a guy named Howard Schultz, CEO of Starbucks. And I said, look, African Americans and Latinos, we drink coffee too. We want to have Starbucks in our communities just like they are in suburban America. Howard said, well, we don't do franchisees. I told him I'm not here to become one. I want to become your partner. I will put up half the money, you put up half the money, and let's build Starbucks in urban America. So it took us a while, had about 6 or 7 meetings, and this is what's really important, young people. You've got to always have your business going at the right time. You got to have everything in place in terms of the management of my theaters was really important because Howard came down to see how I managed my theater. And sure enough, on a Friday night, Waiting to Exhale, Whitney Houston's first movie was coming out at the same time that Howard Schultz came to see my theater. And he saw how clean the theater was. He saw how smooth the operation was, and that really impressed him in the very beginning. But I had about 5,000 African-American women wrapped around the corner to come see Whitney Houston in her first movie. And it's packed. All my theaters are sold out, and this was got me the deal. So we go inside the theater, my biggest house, 500 feet, and about 20 minutes into the movie, every woman in there starts talking to the screen like Whitney Houston is really going to hear them. Girl, why you still with him? If I was shot, dump him right now. And this is the whole theater talking, right? And so Howard Schultz like, Mandy, can I talk to you for a minute? He stepped outside the theater and he said, I've never had a movie-going experience quite like this. Guess what? You got to do. Now, hold on. This is the point I'm making. Your business, you have got to be on top of your business at all times. You got to have the right people working inside your business. If my manager didn't have that theater clean, if we didn't know what we were doing at the concession stand and have the people in and out, if the popcorn wasn't fresh, the restroom wasn't clean, no way do I get that deal with Starbucks. But because of all those things were happening, Howard got the chance to see it himself. That's what got me the deal. So we were going to build 3 of them, and if we did well with the 3, then I would build 125 Starbucks all around the country. I promised them we would be #1 in our marketplace, and sure enough we were. And the headlines in the LA Times were, no way minorities will pay $3 for a cup of coffee. No way. Yes, we'll pay $3 for a cup of coffee. We quite don't know what stones are. So I had to take the stones out of my Starbucks and put in sweet potato pie, pound cake, Dr. Sugar cake, things that resonate with the urban consumer. Now, this is what I want you to take away from this. My per cap was $4.59 a customer. His per cap was $4.51. I thought it would never work in urban America. And I had the highest ticket, a higher ticket than he had in suburban America. We built 125, and I had the multiple negotiated the contract, so after we would exit, he had to pay me so much times that, and I made a lot of money. So at the same time I was selling the Starbucks, Kobe was getting a little older, and I decided to sell my Lakers shares at the same time. So I'm sitting on all this cash that I never dreamed I would ever have, and who would ever thought that the Dodgers would be up for sale? So, and here's a little kid from Lansing, Michigan, 6 billionaires came to see me to say, I want to partner with you to buy the Dodgers. Now, wait a minute. Here I am, grew up poor, a former basketball player. But because I've excelled in business to that point, 6 billionaires want to call me and partner with you. Young people, if you do things right, if you have a great reputation, if you be a man or woman of your word, if you're on time, that will happen for you too. See, I've been a man of my word. I've been a man of the people in urban America. That's why the $6 billion is called. So I finally decided to go with Fullerton. We bought the Dodgers, as you know, for over $2 billion. They said we was crazy. You overpaid. We said, that's okay. We'll go with that. And then our TV deal came out about almost $9 billion. They said, oh, we went from the dumbest businessman to the smartest businessman, all in about 2 years. But what I really liked was the fact that we had turned the Dodgers around. We were about 17th in attendance when we bought the team. Now we're number one for the last 2 years. The Dodgers have been number one and MLB in attendance. We put money into the stadium. We increased the fan experience. We increased the security to make sure families are safe. We invested in the team. We got the best pitcher in baseball, Clayton Kershaw. And we keep taking steps, but we need to take one more step. Because we keep making the playoffs, but we got to take one more step. And that's what we're looking to do this season, hopefully that we can take that next step. And I want to thank all of you for being fans of the Dodgers and supporting my team. And so that's been a great investment for me, but it's also been great in terms of great pride to know that we own such an incredible brand that people really, Dodger fans are unique and special, and they care and they love their team, and I love being part owner of the team. And then I went from there, and now I'm also a food service provider and facilities management guy because I do Selecto Magic. My company is called Selecto Magic, and we do corporations, we do universities, we do hospitals, we do school systems. But the best thing that I've done with that food service was, and young people, I want you to either write this down or remember this word because this is really important. You got to over-deliver. I live by this word, over-deliver. It's not enough in the marketplace just to deliver anymore. You got to over-deliver. So one of the first contracts that I got was Disneyland. So I feed all the employees at Disneyland. And Disneyland, Disney bets you harder than anybody. It's hard to get a contract with Disney. You really got to be on top of your game. But I said, man, if I over-deliver to Disney for Disneyland, that'll put me in a position to get Disney World. Because they have almost 400,000 employees that I can feed at Disney World versus a couple 100,000 people. And so we worked 3 years and we over-delivered, did a wonderful job. The contract came up at Disney World. Guess what happened? We won. Yes. So now, I feed Vicky and Minnie at both Disneyland and Disney World, and that's been great. I also, all the American Airlines, the Apples Club, all the sodas, nuts, food, I do that as well. All the Delta Sky Clubs around the country, I do the Delta Sky Club. I got half of United Airlines across the country as well. And then I do to order their headquarters not too far from here in Torrance. And then Allstate Insurance, their headquarters. So on and on and on, John Deere. So, and we just won Drexel University about a month ago. So we'll be feeding all the kids on that campus. So that's what we do. We have over 40 clients, and it's a wonderful business. And we over-deliver to our clients, and that's what we live by and stand by as well. And then we just bought an insurance company called Equitrust, which is a $14 billion company, and I'm in the financial service business now. And so that's headquartered in Illinois. We're doing a wonderful job there as well. And at the same time that you do well, you can also do good, right? And that's giving back to the community. So I have 150 students on scholarship, colleges as choice, because a lot of our young people have the grades to go to college, they just don't have the financial means to go to college. And that's where the Magic Johnson Foundation come in and help them with that. Very important. And we build 18 technology centers all around the country. Again, young people who don't have a computer in their own homes, we give them access to one. We build them in a lot of housing development. Very important for those young people to have access to a computer so that they can do their homework. And we partner with a lot of great companies like HP to help us provide the software and so on. And job fairs, health fairs. That's what we do in urban America. So it's very important when you think about Magic Johnson. Not only do I own businesses, but I want to affect the community in a positive way by giving back to those who live in urban America. And then the last thing we just did, then we're going to go through some questions. We're going to have some fun. I had a Medicaid and Medicare business in the state of Florida called Sensory Health. We just sold that to Anthem for almost $1 billion, and that's what it means, $1 billion almost. And so we just sold that 2 months ago. And that was a thriving business. And young people who are in business or want to be in business, make sure you always have an exit strategy for everything that you do, because that's what I'm about, making sure I build a business, and then I put myself in a position to sell that business at the same time. And so it's very important. And then last but not least, before I open up for Q&A, don't be caught up in you not get the job that you want fresh out of college. I'm going to say that one more time. Don't be caught up into being disappointed if you don't get the job that you want when you first get out of college. Most people that I know didn't get the job that they want when they first got out of college. But they ended up in the place that they wanted to be later on. So, to me, if a company is offering you a job, I don't care if it's a receptionist, take that job and be the best receptionist they've ever had. If they say, hey, you're going to start in the mail room, be the best mail person they ever had at that company. And then ask questions. I had a young lady 18 years ago started off as a receptionist for me. Took a pay cut to come work for me. Got there early, stayed late. Now that young lady is my COO, making over $850. Wait a minute, I'm going to say that one more time. You ready for this? That same young lady went from, can I help you? You want some coffee? You want who you here to meet with? Greeting people at the door. Now she's running my company. See, a lot of times you get caught up into, I got to start here. I want this. No, just get in and show them what you got. Get there early, stay late. Remember, a boss will always see a person who is working hard and got the right attitude, the right mindset. Just get in. I tell young people who come to get a job from me, just get in. Because if you get in, I'm going to see what you're working with. I'm going to see what you got. So when you go to apply for these companies, just get in. Ken Chenault, who runs American Express, started off way down the left, right? And now he's the CEO of American Express. A lot of my friends started in the mailroom in different places. Now they run the company. So make sure that while you're here, take advantage of your education, make sure you get an internship somewhere, and don't be afraid to ask questions. I used to bug my owner, Dr. Jerry Buss, to death. I used to ask him everything. He got tired of me. Magic, just go play basketball. You want to know too much. Every chance I got, I was up under him asking him questions about the Laker business. He finally said, come on. One day I'm going to teach you everything about the Laker business. And guess what? He became my mentor because I kept on him about I want to learn the business. I don't want to be just a player. One day I want to own a part of the Lakers, and he allowed me to do that because he saw that I was for real about wanting to be a businessman, about wanting to be his partner, and I was thirsty for knowledge. And that's what I see in this gym today. Young people who are thirsty for knowledge. Okay, so good, thank you. Yeah. So how you going to do the question?
All right, so before you came here, we had this slide up there.
Okay, cool.
Twitter or Facebook, whatever, for them to hashtag ask us.
Okay.
So I have a few questions on the phone if you want to pick some.
Let's do that. No, you pick it and ask it.
Okay, sounds good. So we have a question from, let's see,
That's all right, don't worry about it. I can go into some other things. The greatest team ever assembled was the Dream Team. That's right. You know, I love Kobe, that's my man. I love LeBron. I love Kobe, love LeBron. First of all, we got to make sure that team is really good next year if it's going to be Kobe's last year, right? So, you know, they had their version of the Dream Team, but it wasn't our Dream Team, you know.
Colin fan wants to know who do you think will win the NBA championship?
Wow. Well, the Lakers next year, okay? Not this year. For the first time, and I don't know how long, it's really no favorite to win. You got teams, you got about every team that makes the playoffs in the West will have a chance to win. Golden State, who I love, I don't know if they got enough, if they can score enough points inside in the playoffs. You got Dallas, you got the Clippers. If the Clippers can get mentally tougher, we know we're a Laker country, don't worry about that, don't worry about that. OKC, if they get healthy, got a good chance. But then I think on the East now that Derrick Rose is out, Chris Bosh is out, I think we know that Cleveland is going to probably represent the East. And so we'll see what happens.
Cool. Jacqueline Cabral wants to know who has inspired you the most?
My first person that probably inspired me the most was my father. Then I would say basketball-wise, you know, it was a lot of guys. So Oscar Robertson, guys who played point guard like myself. And then in business, it's been Dr. Jerry Buss and guys like that, Michael Ovitz and all my partners, Howard Schultz, these type of guys. And now Mark Walker, who's my partner with the Dodgers. He's been a guy who has taken me up under his wing. And then my other partner in Florida, too, Mike Fernandez, has been incredible as well.
Great. One of the questions asks, what's your favorite book that you recommend?
My favorite book? Wow. In business, this. I would say Steve Jobs, if you haven't read his book, that's probably one of the best books out there. He had a different mindset than most. And I think when you think about books, it's kind of personal. You know, it's a lot of people like, I like a lot of books that a lot of people might not like. And so I'm into business, so I read a lot of business books. That's what I do. So it's really a personal choice of people. So at the end of the day, I think all of us in here, you got to be about gaining knowledge. And knowledge is key. It's really powerful. So make sure that if you see a book that, whether you read it or not, but you're inspired by that person who wrote it, you should pick it up and gain knowledge. And that's what I'm all about. Being as smart as I can. And I learn from everybody. You can learn something from a lot of different people. I don't care how old they are. I learn from a lot of young people, middle-aged people, on and on. That's what I'm about. I'm going to listen to all people because I want to learn.
That's awesome. And another question asked from Karen B. What is it, what is it like to be Larry Bird in the NCAA championship?
Oh, man. Well, first you have to remember I hate the Celtics, number one. And Larry Bird, but I will say this about Larry Bird. Sometimes your competitor can make you a better basketball player and a better man. Larry Bird made me a better basketball player and a better man. And see, one thing about Larry, I knew he was shooting 1,000 shots a day. He made me shoot 1,000 shots a day. I knew he was going to bring a new move into the next season in terms of he was going to have something I had never seen before. So I worked on a new move as well as myself to put into my game so I could have something different that nobody had seen the last season. So I love Larry Bird as a competitor because he pushed me to greatness, right? And I hope I pushed him to that same level. And I'll tell you a quick story, young people. This is how much respect I have for Larry Bird. When they decided to have the Dream Team, a Newsweek called and said, "Hey, Magic, I want to put you and Michael Jordan on the cover of the Dream Team." I said, "No, you're missing somebody." And they said, "Well, who are we missing?" I said, "You're missing Larry Bird." They said, "No, we don't want Larry Bird." I said, "Well, if you don't want Larry Bird, you don't want Magic Johnson, because I'm not going to do the cover without Larry Bird." And so the editor was all upset, so he called Commissioner Stern. I get a call from the commissioner of the NBA. He says, "I heard you're not going to do the cover." I said, "I'm not going to do it." Larry Bird helped change basketball. He deserves to be on that cover. So Commissioner Stern gets off the phone, the editor calls me back and said, "Okay, we're going to take Larry Bird." And I said, "Well," and that's when you see that cover of us with the 3 rings, Larry, Michael, and myself. See, sometimes, we dislike each other as competitors, but we came together later on, and I showed him that love and respect because he deserved that. He's one of the greatest that's ever played this game, one of the smartest guys. And the thing I like about him and Michael, they both made their teammates better. And that's the sign of a great player, if you can make your teammates better. And that's what I tried to do when I was with the Lakers or Michigan State or Everett High School, try to make my teammates better. I didn't care about scoring points. Only thing I cared about was winning the game. And that night I knew I had to score 2 points and get 20 assists and 20 rebounds to win, that's what I was going to do. But also, if I had to score 30 points and get 15 rebounds and only 7 assists that night, that's what I would do. But ladies and gentlemen, all I cared about was winning and playing the game the right way. That was important.
All right. Let's just close with one last question and then we'll wrap it up. Fabio Silva wants to know, what is your favorite quote?
Wow. My favorite quote. I don't know if I have a favorite quote. I would say that my company, we are the community that we serve, and we have that involved everywhere through my office. I think for me, I really hope don't really move me. Action moves me. People can say anything they want to say, but sometimes they don't stand by it, they don't live it themselves, they just making a quote, you know. I'm a man of action. I like people who are people of action. And I want to tell you a quick story right quick for all these young people. All the students of Cal State Fullerton University, stand up right quick. Cool. Now I want you to remember this. So here I am, 16 years old. I knew that in order for me to go to the movies, if I wanted to go have a burger, my parents couldn't give me money to do that. So I had to work to do that. So I ran into these two young men who looked like me, who showed me that we could own businesses. I didn't know that minorities could own businesses. So this guy named Joel Burton, grade East back in Lansing, Michigan, who was African American, they own companies, they own buildings. And I ran up to them and asked them to give me a job. Now, that's the first lesson I want you young people to understand. You can't be shot. You see somebody that you want to meet, go up to them. Go up, you can't be shot. All right. See, now you're not shot no more, okay? So, I'm going to get you next. So, I asked them to give me a job because I wanted to work for them. So they gave me a job to clean their building, one of their buildings that they own. It was 7 floors. So I had from Friday night to Sunday to clean this building. I would get to floor number 7, and that's where the CEO's office was. So I would bust in the office like I was the CEO. Hold on. Because I'm a big believer in if you don't dream it, you can't become it. You got to put yourself there. Then you got to work hard to get there, to make that dream become reality. So, I went to the desk that the CEO sat in, I reclined his seat, put my feet up on the table, and I pretend like I had an assistant out front. I better go to Aisha. Can you bring me some coffee and donuts in the day's paper? So I pretend Aisha would come in and bring me the coffee and donuts in the day's paper. Now I'm in that office for 2 hours reading that I was the CEO. And here I am 40-something years later. And guess what? I am the what? One more time. I am the what? So, now, it don't matter the color of your skin. It don't matter, listen to me, financially, where you are, your family, where they are right now. It doesn't matter. See, I grew up. Sometimes we had the Kool-Aid, we didn't have the sugar. I had the peanut butter sometimes, we didn't have the jelly. We had the peanut butter and jelly, but we didn't have the bread sometimes. But Just because I was poor, I didn't have poor what? Dreams. And young people, when somebody gave me a job, I got there early, I stayed late. And I ran my mouth asking questions. How'd you get here? What'd you do? You can't be afraid to ask questions. Knowledge, and more knowledge. So important. And then last but not least, quit worrying about what your friends think about you. I didn't care in college that I had 2 pair of pants, 1 suit, because I still was the coolest dude on campus. A lot of times you get caught up in things that don't matter. Don't let nobody squash your dreams. Last thing I'm going to tell you is when I met my wife, she was walking on Michigan State campus. And I saw some jeans walk by, and I said, I got to meet whoever's in them jeans. So I ran after her, and I introduced myself. Now remember, I only had 1 suit. So that Friday night I got to meet her. I put on the 1 suit that I had to take her out and impress her. We went out. The brother only had $15. So we had to make good with the $15. So we did. We got home about 11:30, Madam President. I told her to go up and put on a sweatsuit at 11:30 at night. She went, changed into the sweatsuit. I went home, put on my sweatsuit. She didn't know what was going on. I took her straight to the gym. I'm going to find out if this is a real woman or not. She said, baby, I'm going to shoot, you going to rebound. And sure enough, I fell in love with that woman that night because she was a great rebounder. The reason I told you that was this. I had a good time on my first day with my then girlfriend, who is now my wife. But I never let anybody take me away from my goal and dream. Why was I shooting jump shots at 12 midnight? Because I wanted to be the best basketball player I could be. Don't stop studying. If you're supposed to be in the study hall, you know you can't go to that club. Don't go to that club or that party. Because I'm going to tell you something. You mess up on that test. See, that club don't always be there. That frat party don't always be there. You're going to always be able to do that. But you can't always live out your dream and go. That's why I was shooting at 2, 3 in the morning when people were partying. Guess where I was? In the gym. Guess where I ended up? And because I was in the gym, that started my brand. Now look where I am. And the same amount of time that I put into being a basketball player, I put into being a business. And young people, if you want something, you got to put the time in. Can't be afraid to work. Okay? So I see the incredible young people in this gym and auditorium. I thank you for allowing me to be a part of this tonight. Now, what I'm going to do, get your cell phones on. Come this side first. Hurry up. Stay right there. Let's stay right there. Let's take it from there because everybody can go down.